Dia Lubis and the Pursuit of the Cave Truffles. Dia Lubis was preparing Malaysian roast beef for dinner when Princess Irulan approached her in the kitchen. The frequent visits by the monarch confused Dia. Didn't the princess have an empire to run? Princess Irulan smiled and spoke. "Good day, Dia. How is the dinner coming along?" "It is going great. I can't wait to serve it to you and your honorable visitors," Dia replied happily. "Oh, I forgot to say something. As it turns out, the Australian royal family has turned vegan. This is inconvenient, but you cannot serve meat to our visitors," Princess Irulan said. "That's not a problem. I don't mind cooking vegan meals. Do you have any particular dish in mind?" Dia asked. "Yes, I need you to look for some truffles and cook candied truffles for our royal dinner. They grow in our gold mines here at the Europa Moon. They should be easy to acquire," Princess Irulan replied. "Understood. I will go speak to the gold mine supervisor, Alvin, and see if he can get me some truffles," Dia replied cheerfully. "Good. I have faith in you. But don't serve us the wrong dish like you did last week when I asked for golden duck and you served me kielbasa sausage," Princess Irulan said, looked at her firmly, and left the kitchen. Dia sighed. Last week had been a strange adventure. She had almost changed the future of humankind when she traveled back in time to find the perfect kielbasa sausage recipe. She had fixed her mistakes, but in the new timeline that her time travel created, Princess Irulan had no longer asked for the sausages. "Oh well, there is no point in dwelling in the past," Dia thought to herself. She got dressed in her spacesuit so she could travel to the gold mine and ask Supervisor Alvin Tani for some exquisite truffles. When Dia reached the mines, she saw a large sign saying, "This mine is closed due to safety concerns. Please see Alvin Tani for details." Dia looked at the sign in confusion. Princess Irulan had not mentioned that the mines were closed. How would Dia get the cave truffles if she couldn't even enter the mine? She knocked on Alvin's office room door and he came out holding a rifle. "Dia Lubis, what are you doing at our gold mine?" "Good day, Alvin. Princess Irulan sent me," Dia replied. "Why did she send you? What can you do about the troll that ate one of our employees yesterday?" Alvin asked irritatedly. "I killed the dragon not long ago. If I help you by killing the troll, can you promise me to help me look for cave truffles? The princess wants to serve the Australian royal family candied truffles tonight, and time is of the essence," Dia replied. "I promise. If you killed that monster, my man and I would be happy to find you some of the truffles that grow here," Alvin replied. "Then we have a deal," Dia said happily, opened a wormhole, and went back to the base to pick up her tiny but very powerful DKP AK-19 pistol. Sniff, sniff! Yuck! Dia smelled a nasty smell as she entered the gold mine while looking for the cave troll. Dia was used to foul smells, but nothing like this. Occasionally, the ice cracked on the Europa Moon and released huge geysers of methane gas. When this happened, the base smelled like someone had dropped a large farting bomb. The smell in the tunnel, however, was 10 times worse than that. Dia stopped herself from gagging and she carried on bravely. At the end of the tunnel, she saw the source of the smell. A drooling, large and fat green troll licking on truffles. "Growl! I am Grashtung, the green troll. Have you come to get eaten, puny human? I must warn you. Eating humans causes me severe indigestion, which is the reason behind the terrible smell in here," Grashtung revealed. "I'm the Malaysian chef Dia Lubis from Malaysian Space Colony at the Europa Moon. I have come to kill you, foul troll," Dia replied confidently. "Wait, why have the humans sent a little chef instead of an army to fight me? I'm a bit offended, to be honest. Grashtung said, while still grumbling and burping out smelly gases. I came to fetch some cave truffles. I was tasked to kill you to help my friend Alvin, Dia replied while holding her nose. Oh well, good luck with that. Grashtung taunted, laughed, and then burped numerous times again. Hearing this, Dia pulled out her tiny DKP AK-19 pistol. When he saw the pistol, Grashtung broke out into a roaring fit of laughter and mocked. Ah! Are you threatening me with that tiny dragon killer pistol, AK-19? These desperate humans must have sent their worst warrior to fight me. Dia flushed from anger when the troll mocked her. She had killed Morgor the Red Dragon with that pistol. The troll would regret underestimating her. She aimed her pistol at the troll and fired off a quick shot. Unfortunately, the recoil from her pistol sent her backwards into a wall and knocked her out. Darn! Why didn't I get a pistol that can shoot without knocking myself out? Dia mumbled to herself angrily. Then she realized that she was a chef, not a soldier. The only reason she had the pistol in the first place was that no one else wanted it as it was a piece of junk. A more urgent problem appeared. The DKP AK-19 pistol had not killed the troll. Instead, the troll was alive, and he wore a large bib while licking his drooling lips in anticipation of its coming meal, Dia. Hello, lovely. How would you like to be eaten? Boiled, grilled, or raw? Grashtung mocked. Wait, why didn't my pistol kill you? Dia asked. Why would a dragon killer AK-19 pistol kill a troll? DKP AK-19 pistol works when a dragon breathes fire, igniting the weapon to cause a massive blast. My body does not contain fuel, so your puny pistol did nothing against me. Wah! Grashtung roared. Ouch! What a predicament she was now in. Dia had dislocated her shoulder, and a man-eating troll was about to eat her. How would she get out of this alive? Dia decided to flatter the troll in the hope of finding a way to kill it. Hey, Grashtung, I'm humbled by my defeat, and I hope I will be a delicious meal. I just have one question. How does one kill a troll? Grashtung laughed and replied. Well, I'll tell you so you can reflect over your failure while I boil you in my cooking pot. Trolls are sensitive to UV radiation from the sun. That's why I live in a cave on the Europa moon, far away from the sun and its nasty rays. So a sunburn can kill you? Dia asked. Yes, but I won't get sunburned in this nice little cave. The green troll Grashtung sneered menacingly. Dia had an idea. If she could teleport herself and Grashtung to the Sahara Desert on Earth, she could defeat her foe. As the green troll picked her up with his tail, she activated the wormhole generator on her wrists and teleported herself and the troll to the desert. Zing! Dia realized that her plan was working when Grashtung, the green troll, turned bright red as the powerful rays of the desert sun hit his slimy skin. Grashtung roared in pain. Ah! Bloody human! I hate the sun! I will eat you alive for this! Time was of the essence when Grashtung lifted Dia, showing very sharp fangs. She needed to come up with something then and there. The equator of the planet Mercury has the highest UV rating in the solar system. Go there. Finkerbell, the mother fairy, whispered in Dia's ears. Dia didn't think twice about how Finkerbell could speak to her in her own realm. Instead, she activated the wormhole generator that took her to the searing heat of Mercury's equator. Dia felt both relief and excited when she and Grashtung arrived on planet Mercury. The planet was the definition of hell, and the sunlight on Mercury turned Grashtung into stone, as trolls were hypersensitive to UV radiation. On the flip side, the searing sunlight also burnt her skin, but it did not severely wound her. Wormhole generator recharging. Please try again in 10 seconds. Dia read the display of her portable teleportation device. She remembered her sun safety advice from space school. Always face away from the sun to avoid damaging your eyes, Dia recalled. She faced away from the hot sun while jumping repetitively as the heat of the ground was starting to burn her feet. Wormhole generator fully charged showed up on Dia's device, and she hurriedly activated the wormhole transporter device that took her back to her cozy home on the Europa moon. Dia was lying in an ice bath, hoping for her terrible sunburn to recede. She had been in the ice bath for a long time, and she had failed her mission to serve Princess Irulan and the Australian royal family cave truffles, as she was not able to attain them after she killed the troll. On the flip side, she had helped the gold miners vanquish the terrible ugly troll that was terrorizing the mine workers. Unbeknownst to her, the miners had kept their promise and had delivered a large supply of cave truffles back to the Malaysian royal palace. 3 days later, Princess Irulan entered Dia's hospital bedroom and spoke. "Greetings, Dia. Thank you for killing the troll and saving our gold mining operation." "But I failed the mission, Your Highness. I couldn't serve you or the Australian monarchs the candied truffle dish," Dia replied while holding tears. "Yes, but that was a fortunate coincidence. We received the truffles from the gold mine workers, and Chef Jana served the candied truffles in your absence. But my guests end up gagging and puking. As it turned out, the cave truffles had absorbed the foul burps and smelly gases from the troll. I had to fire Chef Jana for his mistake, as he shouldn't have served something like that to foreign dignitaries," Princess Irulan revealed. "I see. Thank you for visiting me in the hospital, and I'm looking forward to cooking new dishes for you as soon as I have recovered," Dia replied cheerfully. "Sounds good, Dia, my little darling. For future reference, when in the sun, remember to slip, slop, slap, seek, and sly." Princess Irulan spoke kindly and left the hospital room. The end.